You want to see the best top 10 that I discovered, plus an honourable mention of last year? Look no further. Hi, I'm Gabby and welcome back to another edition of the Fragrantician, where here on this channel we talk about nothing but fragrances. So whether that's your jam, maybe it's not your jam, well, maybe you're just here for some entertainment, then keep watching. This edition, I saw Chris from the Perfume Nest. I saw her talk about 10 fragrances that she discovered last year in 2021. Not necessarily 10 for life, although a couple would be in my 10 for life, but 10 discoveries. So I have been inspired by Chris, who I affectionately call now the president's wife. Yes, she looks like a president's wife with her hair beautifully coiffured, and what she wears, she's just so elegant and refined, and she's basically the sister that I never had and I've always wanted, and she would be that person you'd go to for advice, for good advice, good wholesome advice. Whereas myself, if you want the worst advice, then I'm the person to come to. But anyway, she is that person, she's that woman, and I love her. I do have a bit of a crush on her. Lucky Mr. Perfume Nest. So let's talk about an honourable mention, and it has to be from the house of Papillon. And this as a brand was the best discovery that I found in 2021. As you can see, I've used probably nearly, or I have used half this bottle, although there has been a few decants that's gone around the world. But this is my favourite animalic. Jasmine, carnation, Turkish rose, but strong on the animalics. I've talked about it a lot. Powerful, long-lasting, projection, everything. And Hera is coming this year. When is it coming this year, Liz? Please, please, please. The new fragrance that is going to be launched by Papillon. I will be pressing that checkout straight away as soon as it comes out. Let me tell you, because I trust Liz, I trust her magic. Her fragrances, I have 3 from her range, and that will be a 4th that I want to add. And actually I do want to add Bengal Rouge as well, even Tobacco Rose I want to add to it. But Salomé, the best animalic scent, the best discovery of 2021. Love it. These 10, let's go into the first one. Now this first one was from Veronica Says, and that is Still by Jennifer Lopez. This one here, this is probably, it was one of the best blind buys of 2021, and it was a fragrance that I'm glad I discovered. This is a 50 ml, moderate projection, moderate sillage, but good for every day. It's fresh, it's clean, it's slightly sweet, it's slightly floral. It's slightly gourmand, but it's more floral, fresh, clean, like your skin, but better. Still by Jennifer Lopez. And it's a beauty. The next one from a celebrity house that I looked at, and I was a bit dubious of this house, but I do own 2 other fragrances from this house, and this is by Britney Spears, but this is the Intense Fantasy. This has a little bit of a kiwi note, but it's just predominantly gourmand. It's predominantly cupcake. It's sweet. It's always been my guilty pleasure, and it's not really a guilty pleasure. Let's embrace it. Britney Spears, Intense Fantasy. And I've recommended this to a lot of people. It is non-offensive, it is sweet, it's girly, it's lovely, and I love it. Moving on to the designer fragrances, these are in no particular order, by the way. These are just how I'm putting these in order. But coming in from the first designer fragrance, this was enabled to me by Marcy, and this had a lot of hype and still has a lot of hype on YouTube, and that's Trussardi Donna. This is that perfect. Now Chris described this as yuzu lemonade. Yuzu it comes from that citric family, and it's not a lemon, it's not an orange, it's not a lime, it's whatever it is, it's yuzu lemonade. It's citrus lemonade, and it's not sharp, it's effervescent, signature scent worthy, makes me happy, comforting, affordable, lasts, projects. They tick all the if you're looking for performance levels, maybe Still by Jennifer Lopez is, I would say, moderate projection and moderate sillage, moderate longevity. But apart from that, they are all good performers. When I say moderate, I say about a good 5 to 6 hours on my skin, and that's pretty good on my dry skin. This lasts a good 7 to 8 hours on my skin. It is stunning, and when I reviewed this, it kind of like, and others reviewed this, there was a bit of an explosion of Trussardi Donna. Best blind buy, one of the best blind buys and one of the best discoveries of 2021. Next one, I was late to the game and I was sleeping on this fragrance, but I remember trying it and I remember sampling it, and it was a love at first sniff. And I don't really like the OG one, but I do love this. This is La Vie est Belle, the l'Absolu version. I think this is a 40 ml. It only comes in a 20 or a 40 ml, so it's very strong, very sweet, very powdery, but sweet powdery. It is feminine, it's date night, it's everything that I love about wearing a fragrance for a date night with my beau or with my belle. You never know, you could have a belle, you could have a beau, or you could have whoever, but this is a stunning, sweet, powdery, strong, it's succulent. I love that word, succulent. It's just gorgeous, and I think it might have been discontinued now, but you can still get it if you look hard on the grey market on the internet. But I absolutely adore it. La Vie est Belle, l'Absolu. Final one, which is from a designer house, is from the house of Givenchy, and it is the L'Interdit Rouge. And this one is spicy, it's slightly tuberose. I detect vanilla, even though there's no vanilla in here. There's something that gives it some sweetness. It's warm, it's piquant, as we say in French. It is that spiciness to it. It's very épicé as well, as we say in French. It is spicy. It's a dream. I think it's a tie between this and the original OG. I'm not sure if I'm going to actually buy the Nocturnal Jasmine, because I have recently purchased a jasmine fragrance, and I will tell you about that in another video. Yes, I'm going to keep you on tenterhooks for that. But anyway, this L'Interdit Rouge is so, it's just, this is a fall and winter fragrance, but see, I'm saying fall like the Americans do, autumn and winter fragrance, but it's long lasting, it projects, it has good longevity, compliment getter, this fragrance. The tuberose in this is not too green, it's backed up by those spices, and it is backed up by sweetness as well. And it's got this pimento leaf in there, but I don't really get that. It's the ginger and the tuberose, and the ginger, tuberose, and something sweet in it. It's lovely. L'Interdit Rouge, a sexy fragrance as well. Now, moving on to the niche or indie fragrances, or fragrances that you know, I don't really like to put labels on niche, indie, the fragrances that aren't as accessible. Let's go to the first one. This one is L'ombre dans l'eau by Diptyque. This is a blackcurrant rose bush with green leaves and slightly woodiness to it as well. Signature scent it was for Lauren Bacall, and I do believe I was told by Billy Idol. Well, if he wears it, then yeah, I'm rocking it. So L'ombre dans l'eau, it is that shade with the bubbling brook, but there's the sun glistening through onto the stones, and it is like the swans going down the river, and it is beautiful. It is a fragrance that I wore a lot last year in summer, and an amazing projection. Not the best performer in longevity, but projection, when it lasts on my skin for about 4 hours, it projects all of that time, and then all of a sudden it just goes. But I just respray. I love it. It is classic. It's slightly chypre, slightly green, but it's ultimately the green leaves of a rose bush with blackcurrant leaves and some blackcurrant pulp in there. I love it. L'ombre dans l'eau by Diptyque. Now the next two are by Serge Lutens, and they are two new discoveries. One was a blind buy, one wasn't, but I was kindly sampled Fils de Joie by Serge Lutens, and then I bought a full bottle. Now this is a heavy, dense, thick, syrupy jasmine honey fragrance. Night blooming jasmine with honey. It is one of the best jasmine fragrances that I've tried. One of the best sweet indolic, and by indolic I mean it's the jasmine that is slightly wilting, slightly decaying. You know, as jasmine flowers, any white florals, as they start to go to the end of their lifespan, they have that indolic, we call it an indolic smell to it. This is what this has, but it's not too much. It's backed up by the honey. Syrupy, sweet honey, jasmine, and it's quite vampire-ish. That's how when I smell this, I think of a romantic vampire just about to take a bite. There we go, Serge Lutens Fils de Joie. Beautiful. Next one by Serge Lutens was a blind buy, but it was a very successful blind buy, and that is Fleur d'Oranger by Serge Lutens. Now, you might think, oh my God, I've only had this a couple of months, but I've decanted some into a little 8ml bottle, and I've also decanted it to somebody else as well. And so it is so beautiful. It is backup worthy bottle, and I have another bottle of it because this is the best, one of the best orange blossom scents with some tuberose, a little bit of jasmine, a little bit of hibiscus, cumin in there to give it some fresh spiciness, but the cumin isn't strong. It's there as a supporting note. The orange blossom I get is at the forefront, and the sweetness comes from the citrus notes from the orange and lemon. So yeah, beautiful orange flower fragrance. I could wax lyrical about this all the time. Projects, good sillage, good longevity, and I love it. If you're looking for a perfect tuberose, in my opinion, this is Carnal Flower by Frederic Malle, and this is slightly medicinal, but it's all of the aspects of the tuberose. It's green, it's buttery, it's fresh, slightly sweet, ever so slightly, but not too sweet. It's backed up by the coconut, it's backed up by a little bit of melon. There's meant to be a little bit of jasmine in there, but it is tuberose centric. It is everything about the tuberose scent. In my opinion, a masterpiece, in my opinion, the best tuberose forward scent that I have come across to date. So yeah, Carnal Flower. I absolutely love it. And finally, we come to the House of Bond number 9, and they cost an arm and a leg. And fortunately, I was beautifully gifted this bottle by Marcy in California. However, I did sample it first, and I got a little 8ml bottle, and I did not ask for this. She just sent this to me. How lovely is that, with a Gucci top on? Because when she had it, it didn't have a top with it, so she wanted to put a top on it, because the actual original top is more white, is it? But this is again another Tuberose fragrance, but it has cardamom in there, and the cardamom mixed with that Tuberose is bright. It shines. It's not for everybody. This, I love the bottle of it. It's beautiful. It performs. I get 50% spiciness, 50% tuberose from the white floral. The cardamom and the tuberose are the strong players in this. I like notes with cumin or cardamom, or I like spicy florals. They are my jam. I like amber florals. They are my jam. I like some slightly citrus florals as well. Not completely citrus. And I do like a little bit of sweetness. I feel that in these fragrances that I discovered last year, there's a little bit of everything in there, really. All right, I am a white, yellow and purple floral. I always will be, with rose as well, but that's who I am. So I adore this. Good performer, good performer. I would wear all of these fragrances all year round, but some I would say would be more for summer forward, some are more for winter or autumn forward. Who cares? Wear what you want, when you want, how you want, and be you. So those were my top 10 plus an honourable mention that I discovered of 2021. I was inspired by Chris from the Perfume Nest to do this video. If you want to do this video, if you haven't done it yet, do it. Or if you have done it, well done. So, you've been watching another edition of The Fragrantician. Until next time, as they always say, don't let the haters get to you, because when you walk by, the haters just become a load of crickets. Till next time, I'll see you all in the next video. Bye for now.